Hello everybody and welcome to this Xbox Life episode 332, Updates and Patches, Take 2. Hopefully the audio's working this time. Funny thing, you have to actually turn the microphone on. You actually have to select microphone if you want to be heard by the
Funny
world.
how that works.
It is funny. And that melodious voice you just heard is Mr. Rob himself.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Rob, also known as Presar.
And also with us is Braun.
Yes, BJ Spook 38, and I did hear you that time.
Woohoo!
And I hear Rob. So.
And did we sound level, or was I really loud?
Hey, you sounded good.
Well,
Sounded normal.
I always sound good, but. So
yeah, we should be good.
Of course, I don't see any video on the actual website, but I'm seeing it on the Xbox, so it's probably just a browser issue. So as long as you're seeing video, that works for me.
Yep.
All right, I'll just reload the page. All right, so welcome to the show, people. We got some exciting. Guys, there was so much news this week. I had to trim out like over half of it just so we could actually have a show and not go 4 hours. But oh boy, here we go.
He's getting all choked up again.
I'm a little bit clumped. Talk amongst yourselves.
Discuss.
The rainforest in South America. Go! Oh, gee, that didn't work. Alrighty, so you guys can support us by going to... Oh, I forgot to put that in here. Going to doing your shopping at thisxboxlife.com/Amazon. That's right, use our Amazon affiliation link. You can also support us by using Patreon. Rob, is it Patreon or Patreon? It's Patreon, right?
It should be Patreon, yeah.
Patreon. Become a patron of This Xbox Life by going to patreon.com/This Xbox Life. I do have an image. I do have a link. It's later in the show. I forgot to put it here too, so I'll get that later. But and also, you can do a one-time donation by going to twitchalerts.com/donate/This Xbox Life, and we appreciate all you guys' support. So, Rob,
or you can scroll down below the video and you can hit the big donate via PayPal there. Same thing.
Well, there you go. If you are, that's true. If you, I don't have the. I need to put a Patreon image in here too, don't I?
Yep, we'll get there.
We'll get there. I'll get that. So we'll have all that. But yeah, on the Twitch, you can donate right to the one-time donation if you wish, and I'll get a link to the
Twitch.
Patreon. Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. Let me just move on.
Okay. well, okay. So why are we asking donation support?
So you can hear me when I'm talking. And Rob will sound like this, or we won't hear Rob talk like this, and Mark talk like this.
Yeah.
We'll get them leveled out with a, what's that thing called there, Bron? With the big board, what do they call that thing?
Mixer.
Yep. Mixing board. Yeah. So we're gonna buy equipment.
Yes, equipment, audio equipment,
to enhance your listening pleasure. And good equipment, not just cheap headsets like I've got right here. You know, this is some stupid $30 headset, and we've been doing this too long to be using cheapo hobbyist equipment. We're ready to step it up. Rob's had it with this, cheap
tinny voice.
My tinny voice. He knows how beautiful my voice truly is, and he wants you all to enjoy it.
I miss it.
I think I went back and looked at episode 1. And I think that was in, 2007?
8.
I think. Is it October 2008? Is that when it was?
I think it was August, because I remember my son was about two months old at the time. Yeah.
Yep. August 3rd, 2008 was episode 1. So we've been doing it for, I don't know, a couple months. Not too shabby.
Yeah, and, we're doing the one-time donations. If you just want to donate one time, you can. If you want to support us by using Amazon, that's still there. And if you want to be a patron and use Patreon, that's kind of like saying, you know what, I'm going to pay you guys every month. It's all automatic. You set the limit of what you want. You can go like $1 a month or $100 a month, whatever you want. So all that money that's going to come in is going to go straight to the hardware to improve the show. So, but yeah, we appreciate it. The show still remains free. You don't have to, but your support will help us to improve the show and make it better. So, but the podcast will always remain free. So, until Microsoft buys us out and wants to charge people for it. Require Xbox Live Gold.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be cool if TXL actually, we got so big that you required to have Xbox Live Gold to listen to our show? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we can send out floppy disks for the software install to listen to the show. Then go to CD, like AOL.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump into what we've been playing. Rob,
I'm up first, right?
You. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's been a couple things I've been playing. First off, I've been playing Dying Light, and I've got to say, I hate this game. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I keep playing. It just, Mark, you know how much I get into my games. Like, I get sucked into like the ambience and everything. These zombies terrify me. They just freak me out. I hate nighttime. I hate it. I do not want to step foot outside at night. So I mean, I literally like have anxiety.
You don't have to. If you're in a safe house, go into one of the beds and wait till day, and it automatically goes to daytime.
Oh, like the other day, I was. What the heck was it? It's straight in the beginning of the game where you get those the airplane drops. I don't know if you remember way back then, because I know you played it quite a bit. So there's the airplane drops, and I went for them. First one, the bad guys got. I go to the second one, and it turns night right then. I was literally like freaking out because these things are like coming at me from all sides. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to climb up on something. I can't see anything. Oh, it's horrible. Oh. It's a very well done game, by the way.
Oh. I almost rented it. I almost rented it yesterday, if it was going to be. But yeah.
Did you like Mirror's Edge?
I didn't play it too much. Didn't play it too much.
Well, it's not a whole lot like that, but it's got the whole parkour thing where you're jumping from thing to thing, kind of like Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge, I think, was a lot harder, but it's basically like Walking Dead and Mirror's Edge, kind of.
It's Dead Island meets Mirror's Edge.
Well, yeah, Dead Island.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah, and I enjoy it. It just, man, those zombies. Oh.
Faith and a zombie hooked up and had a baby. It was called Dying Light.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's his name? Brun from The Walking Dead. Who was the zombie? What was his name? Lee. It's like Faith and Lee hooked up and.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm enjoying it. Again, it's, at least for me, it's pretty scary, and I'm having a hard time with it. I really need to put it down for a while after I've been playing it sometimes. I also have been playing Hand of Fate. That's that. It's like that card game. I don't know what the best way to describe it is. It's a card game with fighting sequences, and I wasn't quite sure what to make of the game initially because I really couldn't tell a whole lot from the trailer that they had for it. But when you start playing the game, the biggest thing that really like came to me as I was playing the game is like, what is going on? I mean, it just kind of throws you into it, and I don't feel that it explains enough when you first start getting into, when you first start playing, because I literally had no idea what was going on. Because what happens in the game initially is you are sitting across the table from this guy who's a dealer, like a card dealer, and he deals cards on the table, which is like a map of a dungeon or a map of your adventure, and you have a little pawn or token or miniature, whatever you want to call it, on the cards, and you go from card to card, and eventually when you come upon bad guys, you have like a third person view battle, kind of like what you have in Rise. The battle sequences very much reminded me of Rise, where you have your fighting attacks and you have your like counters and stuff. It's interesting. It's definitely not like anything I've ever played before, but it's kind of drawing me in, because you've got this card element system where as you get cards, they give you abilities to your little fighter dude. And then as you go into your battles, you now have different things. So it's not really a true card game, but it's not a true like dungeon exploring fighting thing either. It's like a mix of the two, and it's not bad. It's a decent title. I believe it's been out on Steam for a while. I think for less than a year, and it just came out on Xbox One recently. If you like Magic and those style card games, you might like this, because again, there's card elements to the game, but it's not a true collectible card game or a TCG, CCG style game. So it's a little different, a little more interesting. The fight sequences that they've got can be a little wonky sometimes, just because it doesn't quite feel right. Like there's this one card that you get into where you get put in a trap maze, so you have to navigate the maze. There's things shooting fireballs and arrows and different things. You have to navigate through there, and I have a hard time going through those because the guy doesn't move fast enough. It's kind of like lumbering, and when he gets hit by something, he kind of just stands there. But in the actual fight scenes where you might have a couple of different enemies, it seems to work a little bit better. In those, it's more of your like Rise style fighting game. So it's interesting. It's definitely something different, a little fresh. You might want to check it out, at least watch some videos on it, find out more about it, because it's not a very expensive title, and it might be worth checking out. So that was Hand of Fate, and I think I played something else. Skylanders Trap Team, of course. Oh, I did want to make mention of one thing for Skylanders Trap Team. So, Skylanders Trap Team uses the Skylanders figures, like most of those games do, and you have traps, which are these like little pegs almost that you can put in the portal where the bad guys go into it, and it's like another player that you can play. So there's a bunch of different varieties of these. There's like life traps, water traps, undead traps, and there's one trap which is like the big bad guy. His name is Chaos. So there's a Chaos trap. This trap is like impossible to find. This is just ridiculous. I mean, you can find all the other traps just about anywhere, but I think they've almost like made this thing like purposely scarce, and it's like bogus, because you go to like the online sites, like you go to eBay, you go to Amazon, these things, like people want like $50 to $70 for this trap just because you can't find it anywhere. It's just ridiculous. It kind of makes me mad a little bit. And I was trying to find it. I've been watching the sales sites here and there. I finally managed to find it when Amazon got it in the other day. It was, I mean, these things they're $6 normally. So I managed to snag it for $6, and it was almost impossible to get a hold of, even when they had it in stock, because it kept going out of stock and so forth. And so I'm kind of miffed, at not Amazon, Activision. They're the ones that did it, right? They're the ones that do Skylanders. Yeah, I'm kind of miffed about that, because I mean it's kind of jerky to have this one thing, which is, I don't think you can really like finish. Well, you can probably finish the game, but you can't play as the bad guy until you get this thing. And it's kind of jerky that they're not making this thing as readily available, and then the people profiteering off of it. But just for those that do have it, keep an eye out on Amazon. It shows up occasionally, like every week or two, where you can find it for the reasonable $6, $5.99 that it's available for. So yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and I played Forza Horizon 2. So it was good to get back into that thing. I had a weird thing with that as well, where I didn't know where I was supposed to go next. I was driving around for a while. It was kind of frustrating. And then I finally figured out that if I went to the Horizon Hub, I think is what it's called. Mm-hmm. It's like the main area that
Right.
then it kind of had me go on a road trip. But it was just weird that they didn't have anything like that gave you more information on what you're supposed to do next, because of all the map, in the map area, all of the races I had done already, so there was nothing new. I just would have thought that they would have something like, hey, go to the Horizon Hub or something, just to kind of guide you where you should go next. But yeah, if anybody runs into that, just go to the hub and then you'll know where to go.
Or
So
I think it could be too, like, depending on when you last quit the game, it might have said, okay, go to the hub. And then
yeah,
you quit the game, and when you relaunch it, it may not tell you because it already did. So
Yeah.
you can call out to, I forgot the name of it's been a while, but there's that GPS, kind of like a Cortana in the game. You can ask it to tell you your next waypoint or something like that, or whatever your next,
okay,
and it'll tell you, go here, or it's supposed to anyways. So you can tell it to, ask, where am I supposed to go next, or what's my next. I don't remember what the categories were, what the actual wording was, but you can ask it to tell you where you're supposed to be.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause,
Anna, that's right.
yeah, because there's a different championships, and then there's another word for it. But anyway, yeah, so I guess that's two different ways. And do either of you guys watch Once Upon a Time
Nope.
by any chance, a TV show?
Nope.
Is or maybe the listeners recognize this. Those of you that have played Forza Horizon 2, that one guy who's like the not really the announcer, but he's the guy that's kind of like talking to you all the time about it, like not the radio station guy, but that other guy who's at the races. You know who I'm talking about?
Nope.
He's got the British accent.
Nope.
Nope.
So anyway, I could swear that is the person who voices that character is Robin Hood on Once Upon a Time. So I'd be curious if anybody watches Once Upon a Time, see if that's the same voice as the main guy in Forza Horizon 2. It sounds exactly like him. And let me know. Let us know.
Mm.
So that's about it for me.
Not to keep you going, Rob, but have you ever played the Disney Fantasia game?
No, I have not.
Okay. Because we had a question about that in the group, in the chat.
Oh.
So. All right.
Oh, and Ultimate Sale that came through.
This week.
Was that on Wednesday? I think.
Ah,
These sales are brutal. I just keep buying stuff.
I haven't bought a single thing, believe it or not.
No.
mm,
Well, you better.
I've not bought a single thing. I don't even looking at it, man. I'm too busy playing other stuff. So
Yeah.
I have a comment about this go around on the sale.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So I picked up
well,
like I
there
think
you go.
3 things.
Well, put that in the round table.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Can I go?
Yeah.
You
That's
may
up-
proceed.
That's up to
All right.
Rob.
So I'm gonna make mine short. Titanfall. Played that because I haven't been on for 2 weeks. So I played Titanfall and I played Destiny. So that's about it.
Alrighty. I played some Dying Light, and I gotta say, I was Oh, this game just gets more frustrating as we go. I'm not going to say why, but there's a part in this game that I feel like was just a big total ripoff and just stupid storyline, and just I really hated what they made you go through and do. But I will slowly plug my way through it. It is getting better because I can actually kill people now with the weapons, and I'm getting better stuff. So I am working my way through it. But the thing is that Titanfall has consumed my week. Guys, I gotta share something with you. Now,
Share away.
I'm pretty excited about this. Turn the mute button back off. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I have 3 achievements left in Titanfall.
Wow.
How many are there? Like 80 or?
There
are
is
more?
I have 86 of 89.
Wow.
And I'm gonna get these last 3. One of them is being a major pain. I was down. I actually got 2 more yesterday. I was so excited because let's put it this way. Yesterday I had 5 achievements left. 3 of them are just simply playing on a particular map and in a particular game mode. The problem is you do not have the ability to go in and select, I want to play this game mode on this map, because it's DLC. So the only way to play this is to go into the variety pack for that and hope that it comes up. And I lucked out yesterday. I got 2 of them came up. I got 1 left. I just need this, and I keep randomly going on and trying it, and you just have to, it's luck for that to pop up. Then the last 2 I need is I need to win capture the flag, so many capture the flags, and so many pilot hunter matches. I think it's 50. Yeah, it's 50 of each of those, and I'm working on them. So it's just going to take some time and getting in with some good people and winning those. So, but yeah, I'm down to 3 achievements left. I've got everything unlocked in the game. I don't think I just can't. I don't think I've ever put this much time into an actual shooter. I know. Well, Battlefield, I put a lot of time into it. So I guess I did do that on the original, like Battlefield 2. I think I have a couple 100 hours on that game, but to me that's a little different. It's a little bit more of I think there's more to it than like this, because this is just like a Call of Duty, a straightforward, just a shooter. And I'm just kind of like, wow, I've got a lot of time on this game. So, and I still love it. It's so much fun. I know you guys have heard me talk about it a lot lately.
How's it compared, like time-wise, to Sunset?
Oh, I've buried Sunset Overdrive.
Okay.
I mean, Sunset Overdrive, I think I have to look it up. I don't want to pull it up on my computer. I'm trying to get the smart glass on my phone to... I can't remember how to pull that up. I don't know if I can go into the achievements in the games. Maybe that... I think that might be where it tells me. I got 219 hours in Titanfall.
What?
219 hours.
How much of that is like sitting in the menu while you're like having lunch?
None of it. And I got 72 hours in Sunset Overdrive.
Ooh, wow.
So
That's crazy.
Holy smokes.
I'm thinking my Titanfall is probably, I think I have surpassed, at 219 I think I've surpassed Battlefield 2. I don't think I have any game I've ever put as much time into as I've done Titanfall. And it's weird, I liked the game when it first came out, and I was talking to some people this week that was playing, and okay, so I was talking to some people, and a lot of the people are commenting about the same, saying they can't believe that they've come back to this game after a year and how different it is and how much better this game is. And I always thought the game was really good, but they've added so much stuff to it that, you know, one of the comments is, this is the game that we should have got for $60 and now you can get it for 12. It's if you do not have Titanfall, even if it's not on sale anymore, this game is worth every penny. I still feel it was worth $60. I mean, I got over 200 hours in the game. It's fun. I love it. So I can't.
Wait, so how many hours did you get?
219.
So 219.
And I still don't have all the achievements. I got 3 more to go. And I actually think I'm going to go work on those tonight instead of watching Walking Dead.
So I just figured out here with the TXL Tabulator 2000. That's
I don't think I want to
basically
know.
at $60, which is, let's say you paid $60 for it, you are down to 27 cents an hour for your enjoyment.
Oh, yeah. Where can you get that, man? That is exactly. So I got my money's worth.
Yes.
So, and actually I probably paid more because I bought the DLC. I bought the season pass, so I probably paid like $80. I think the season pass was another 20. So I should get your tabulator going and see what an additional 20 bucks does, but puts me up maybe to 35 cents an hour.
Still deal.
Yeah. So
when you consider a movie is like what? Probably $8 an hour. What a deal!
My wife and I went out to see a movie and had dinner last night. And yeah, you get your movie. You get
with
your
the kids or
popcorn.
just you guys?
No, it was date night.
Oh, okay.
So just her and I. And I do want to throw a plug in here real quick. Normally I don't do this, but we were gonna go see what is that movie?
SpongeBob?
No, this was without the kids.
Okay.
The one with the guy, the runner that got captured in the war, and I completely can't even think of that. It's like one word. I can't even think of that name of that movie. Someone will tell me here. But we were going to go see that, and it actually was sold out. So our second movie we ended up going to see was McFarland USA. And it was kind of like, yeah, it looks decent. Let me just say this. One of the best movies I've seen in a long time. You can take your entire family to see this. It is funny. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. If you've got kids, it's gonna tug at your heartstrings because it's got the daddy-daughter interactions and the dad-son interactions, and it's just a fantastic movie. So don't look. It's a Disney movie. It is perfectly safe for kids. Even though my wife and I went by ourselves, it was still an outstanding movie. So I do recommend that to people. So don't, because it seems like it's one of those that could get missed. Because it's like McFarland USA, what is that? So if you're looking for a good movie for your kids, go check it out. All right, but anyways, this isn't this movie life. So yeah, I played Titanfall and Dying Light, and I guarantee I'll be playing Titanfall next week. And probably Dying Light. So that's my report for next week too.
This has been now that you've been back on the Titanfall train.
I
This has been Titanfall February.
Pretty much. It's been about a month. I went from when I got back on the train, I was at Gen 4, and I'm now Gen 10 level 50.
Oh, jeez. I need to hook up with you sometime and play, because I'm still just like playing by myself with random people, but having a blast.
Yeah. Well, and I'll say there was some boosting involved, obviously, but that's it's good. It was a lot of fun, and I'm having fun. And one thing that's fun about this game regarding with like boosting, it's like if you get a couple people, a couple friends that want to do it, you hop over into the Japan servers. They're pretty empty, so that's the way you can do it, because you can't do like the achievements and this stuff in a private match. So you go in over there, and there's like nobody on those servers hardly, and you can actually get just your buddies into a match, and for the most part keep it that way. It's on occasion someone will pop in, but it's for the most part you can keep your game almost private and work on things that are darn near impossible to get, and so you can work on stuff with a friend. But what's cool, it's like if a buddy's like, oh, I need kills with this weapon because I'm doing my regens, you can still run around and kill grunts and specters, and while you're doing that, that's helping you with your regens and your weapon unlocks and all these. It's a fun game. It's like there's more going on than just. I thought of back the old days of, when it was like Ghost Recon, and it's like there's 2 people in the game. It's like, okay, let's run here, and then let's run here, and we'll meet in the middle, and you can't really do anything else because you're the only ones in the game. I really like the addition of the grunts because it's made kind of boosting like not as bad, not as boring, not as like, oh, you know, because there's always something to do. So it's been a lot of fun. So, but anyways, I think it's time to move on.
All right.
To the news.
Flash. All right. Let's hope I can get all this stuff in the right order.
It doesn't
All right.
matter. I had no time. There's no
Okay.
images this week, so
So now I'm going to purposely mix it all up.
mix it up.
All right. State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition has been confirmed to be released on April 28th, 2015. And some of the stuff that you get in the game is there's an SKS firearm, which is a classic Soviet-era semi-automatic carbide modded up with all the latest, well, they call it furniture, including a 40mm grenade launcher under the barrel and such. There's Prepper SUV, the ultimate marriage of cargo capacity and durability. It's an off-road vehicle. Then there's also the Folding Axe melee weapon, essential piece of survival hardware. So I remember this game being pretty sweet and awesome on the Xbox 360, and I'm really looking forward to the Xbox One version of this thing because it's not as scary as Dying Light. Definitely. Dragon Age has a patch coming up that is going to add storage. It adds item storage and also some character customization. Then on the Xbox system front, an update to the Upload Studio is starting to roll out for the Xbox One owners. It's a significant upgrade that adds many of the top community requested features, including new transitions. There's splash screens, templates, intros, double box, and green screen effects. Support for a total runtime of 30 minutes and more. Do you guys use Upload Studio a lot? I'm just curious.
On occasion.
Not really. I really haven't did much
I'm with
research
ya.
or anything into the whole like videos and stuff. Like I've favorited and like put out on my feed 1 or 2 videos, but that's about it.
Yeah, because I'm there with you because I kind of poked around it initially when it first came out on Xbox One, and after that, it's just, I mean, if you spend time in this, it keeps you from playing Titanfall, right, Mark? Yes.
I've done some good videos with it. I've set
Yeah,
some
actually,
stuff
you
up,
have.
So.
You have. And then moving on, NBA Live.
I forgot to say real quick. I'm sorry.
What's
I
that?
played Dead or Alive last round. I played a lot of that this last week. Dead or Alive 5 last round.
Okay.
I
DOA
completely
5.
forgot to put that in my list. So, we will talk about that a little bit more. When you get to that news article, I want to mention something.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, NBA Live 15 is being added to EA Access. That's the subscription service that EA has on the Xbox One. And that is according to image that was shown on the Xbox website. Telltale is the purveyor of many fine games, such as the Game of Thrones. There's a patch that was expected to hit this weekend. I don't know if it's hit. Do you guys know if this thing's hit yet? Actually, I don't think either of you guys have this. So, yeah, the patch was expected between February 20th to the 23rd. Today is the 22nd, I believe. Yeah, so somewhere between, that would be between Friday and Monday. And it's going to address save issues on the Xbox One. Phantom Dust reboot developer is shutting down Darkside Game Studios. They're the guys behind Phantom Dust has closed down. So it's another studio that has bought it. Dead or Alive 5, the moment that Mark's been waiting for here, last round, is crashing and freezing on the Xbox One. And that's not just because it's cold outside. Players are reporting the issues on Reddit and GameFAQs, and it seems to affect the game's online and offline modes. Disabling throwdown moves appears to be helping some people, while others can't even get past the tutorial. So, Mark, what did you want to say about this?
Yeah, I had a lot of problems with this game from the start.
How so?
The online wasn't working. The game kept crashing to the dashboard. What I found out before all this information came out, I was actually in the Xbox forums sharing this info with people. I found that, because what I noticed is, like, when I was doing in the arcade mode, that like the game would, like, I'd be playing and all of a sudden it would almost like it would freeze and stop and stutter every once in a while, and then eventually it would crash. And so I'm like, I'm wondering if this has something to do with the throwdowns, because the throwdown, essentially you can be playing like an arcade mode, and it's like if somebody wants to do a throwdown, it'll kind of randomly look for a match. It's like matchmaking while you're playing, and it'll go, hey, so-and-so, do you want to play against so-and-so? And you say, yeah, you hit like the start button, and it basically quits your game immediately, holds it, or suspends your match, takes you online, you play against this person, and when you're done, it takes you right back to your arcade match. Well, so I'm like, let me disable throwdowns. Once I did that, my single player campaign worked fine, it never crashed, I never had a problem. However, the online still failed. So I went into the Xbox forums, the official forums, and into that particular game. And I noticed other people were having problems, and I said, hey, you know, disable the throwdowns. That has worked for me, at least with the single player game. Then it was like about a day, I think it was the very next day, maybe 2 days after the game launched, I did go try online again, and then it was working, and it was working that day. So tried a couple days, like a day later, and throwdowns still weren't working. So I don't know at this point if throwdowns are working, but it's good news that they are trying to fix that. So, but the biggest complaint I have about this game is when you buy the game, if you buy the full retail game, it's like $40. It comes with a ton of DLC, but there is so much DLC. If you guys, I tell, if you're unaware, you haven't seen this, go into the store on your Xbox and go to add-ins, or go to games, go to add-ins, and look for Dead or Alive 5. And there's like, no lie, there's over 100 options. Oh. And a lot of the stuff overlaps. And then there's one piece you get, it's like the Ultimate DLC pack. It's like $92, and it doesn't even give you everything. And I think the frustrating part is it's all just costumes. You know, it's like, so they're charging like insane amounts of money just for costumes, when in a game that there's already a ton of costumes. So, I don't know, it's crazy. I wish they would just, you know, streamline their whole DLC process and make it a lot easier, because I've even thought, I'm like, I might want to buy some, but I'm like, I don't understand like what I've bought, what I got. Maybe I already got it and I don't have it unlocked. I mean, you can tell what's downloadable content and what's not, but it's so insane, because you're like, okay, if I want to buy this one set, it's like, oh, it's $7. Well, maybe there's a pack I can buy. It gets me more for a good price, but there's so many. It's like impossible to know what to get. And if I wanted to buy everything, I wouldn't even know how to buy everything. That's the crazy part. It's, well, no, you'd be buying duplicate stuff so much. Yeah. It's unbelievable. So that is really crazy. But anyways, it's a fun game, but if you've played DOA 5 Ultimate on the 360, this is a port. This is identical. Now, some of the reports video I was watching, they were like, oh, it's 1080p, 60 frames a second. You know what? I don't buy it. The game looks, maybe I need to boot up my 360 and take a look at it, but this does not look any different than my 360 version. And my 360 version actually worked. So I do like the game. It's confusing as what to download. There's been confusion on, oh, well, the PlayStation gets a free version, the Xbox you got to pay $5. That's not the case. You can, when you go, there's a Core Fighters version. and you can pay like $5, and I think you get 8 fighters. So you can buy the game for like $5, and then you probably can buy, I'm sure there's a way to buy more characters or upgrade to the full game if you want. But on that $5 option, if you look down like one more line below it, or maybe 2 lines below it, it does say free. So the free version will give you 4 characters that you can play with for free. So you can play the game and try it out if you're interested for free. But the whole game, and with a ton of DLC, is only I think it's $40. So I think it's worth it if you like fighting games. But just again, this is identical to the 360 version. I've not found anything new in here, you know, so except they threw a lot of DLC in. But yeah, that's it. It's still a fun game, but no, there are issues.
All right. So moving on, Terraria Otherworld was announced. Relogic and Engine Software have announced a new Terraria game, but it's not Terraria 2. It's a spin-off set in an alternate dimension, one that necessitates a bit more plot and has fancier weather effects. I don't know if you folks have played Terraria at all. It really reminds me of like a side-scrolling Minecraft in a sense. So look forward to that in the future. The Evil Within's first DLC, The Assignment, is coming in March, which is just around the corner. 2 more pieces of DLC, The Consequence and The Keeper, are going to be released later on in 2015. 2K reveals the Hall of Pain DLC for WWE 2K15. The Hall of Pain pack is now out, and it's a story-driven campaign that highlights the rise of the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, between 2011 and 2013. Again, Game of Thrones from Telltale, talking about the patch. I guess this is a little bit of a different angle for it now. Looks like there was some forgetfulness for the and between the different episodes. When you started up episode 2, you would get the default options that would play back as to what your choices were back in episode 1. So that's a problem with the Xbox One version, and the patch, which was out sometime around this weekend, was to address that. World of Tanks was announced for Xbox One, so it's going to be coming later on this year. A battle server shared between Xbox One and 360 is going to ensure cross-platform play, meaning that people will be able to battle each other regardless of which generation console that you have. Both systems are also going to share content updates and community members. World of Tank is available to all Xbox Live Gold members as a free download, with additional in-game purchases available, of course. Project Cars is delayed once again to April 2015. Slightly Mad Studios has confirmed that Project Cars has been delayed to April 2nd in Europe and North America. And I believe this game was originally supposed to be out this month, or I'm sorry, in March. Yeah, it was previously due in March. It's had development plagued with delays after originally being listed for release last year. So we're looking forward to seeing it. The release date for PS4, Xbox One, and PC looks like they're going to be out there on April 2nd, and there's no news of the Wii U edition. So Assassin's Creed Unity, making the news yet again. There's going to be a patch that unlocks all app content. Let me rephrase that. The patch unlocks app content to all.
That should make
it's an
Ron
important
happy,
distinction.
Right?
Yeah. Content exclusive to initiates and the companion app, which to me was very annoying, will be made available to all players. While you can still use the companion app, you won't be required to unlock cheats in the main game. Other changes in the patch include a fix for the Find Leon objective, which sometimes did not spawn in the Dead King's Memory 2 mission. The patch also fixes gear and outfit rewards being relocked, and a few issues with online matchmaking, connectivity, the game's HUD, and navigation. Okay, moving on. Electronic Arts is offering Battlefield veterans free Battlefield Hardline DLC. The Veterans Pack is available to anyone who has Battlefield 2 Bad Company, Battlefield 3, or Battlefield 4 on EA's Origin service, and includes an in-game veterans patch, a 200% objective boost, and a 200% team play boost. Both boosters will last for 30 minutes once they're activated. Xbox One March system update is now live for the preview folks. It's got a whole bunch of improvements or things or features to test. The screenshot capability that we had heard over the last couple of weeks, and Microsoft kind of alluded they'll be out later this year. Well, it's going to be sooner than we thought. Screenshots are already in the March preview. If you haven't tested this out and you're part of the preview program, basically you just double tap the X button or the Xbox button, and then did you guys watch that video from Major Nelson?
Don't need to. I got the preview.
Okay. I thought you were getting out of the preview.
Yeah,
Are you back in?
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
Nah, we won't go into it.
I was forced back in, but I'll tell you offline.
Okay, all right. So what's kind of neat about the screenshots is that as soon as you double hit the Xbox button on the Xbox One controller, it takes a screenshot of wherever you're at, so it doesn't get any menus or anything like that, and then you can choose whether you want to basically save the screenshot or not. And it works pretty well. I've tried it a couple of times now. You can also get suggested friends, so you can basically get recommendations, sort of, on different people that you can, befriend on Xbox Live, sort of like what happens in Facebook and LinkedIn and all those online services. There's some changes to sharing your name, so you can share your name with or your real name with selected friends, with no one, or basically I think everybody. Those are the options. Tile transparency. This is something that went live not too long ago, but now there's, I believe, 4 different levels of transparency. So you can go sort of transparent, mostly transparent, and all the way to like totally, was it opaque? I think that's how you say it. Then there's some privacy and online safety settings. There's a report spam feature. One guide for the Australia folks, some changes there, and the digital TV tuner for Australia. Moving on, Battlefield Hardline to reward returning players. EA is going to be rewarding returning Battlefield players with a small bag of goodies if they decide to pick up Battlefield Hardline. And lastly, this is music to Mark's ears. See what I did there, Mark?
Yeah, I did. I caught that.
All right. Yeah. All right. Harmonix is developing a new Rock Band game for Xbox One and PS4, according to a report from Bloomberg Business. Bloomberg says its information comes from a person familiar with the plan. If the report is correct there, a new game. This new game is going to be first in the Rock Band series since Rock Band Blitz was released back in 2012. Last month, Harmonix also sent out a survey asking if current gen platform people own and whether they would be inclined to pre-order a new Rock Band game. So it looks like we are one step closer to Rock Band on next gen, which is current gen, right? That's how we always say. It's not next gen, it's current gen, because it's here today.
Mm-hmm. We should just call it not quite as good as last gen.
There you
go. Because so much stuff still doesn't work.
It's baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Hey, just to make sure I'm telling Quicksilver 22 the right information, changing the color and tile settings. Or the tile, yeah, that's in settings, correct? That's not under like anywhere else.
Wasn't it under
you
my
go-
Xbox or
You go to
my
settings, and then it's my yeah. You go to settings. In fact, I'll pull it up, and then it's my my Xbox, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go to settings. You go to my Xbox, and then you go to no. Stop listening. Stop listening. And then there's my color, so you can select that. And then at the bottom there's a tile transparency, and it's mostly transparent, partly transparent, mostly solid, and solid. So those are your 4 options. And there was something to do that you had to have. I think you have to have a background to do the transparency. So I think you
Right.
have to, if I recall when I did that they
I
stated
think you're correct.
you have to have a background image. So, but keep that in mind, kids.
Jap was the first one that got busted by Nightbot.
Nice.
He's typing in all caps.
Oh, stop yelling.
It's very funny.
Ooh, he says I'm hot. I you know what? I'd let him
Oh wait,
slide. I'd let him slide. Give him a pass.
Let me ban the phrase "wingman is hot."
No.
So
So. All right. So yeah. What were we talking about? Oh, Rock Band. How do we get back onto the Rock Band, baby? That's where it's at. I'm excited. I'm buying it. I will pre-order Rock Band, and it might be if I'm hoping they put out a version where you can buy the guitar but get the digital version of the game, but that's probably not going to happen. But what I will probably end up doing is buying the physical copy, and I will probably buy a digital copy of the game, and then I'll give the physical copy away.
They got to do something for people that want.
I'm hoping they give
Digital.
give me a code to download the game but buy the guitar. I'm hoping they do that. But in their survey I filled out, that was not an option.
Well, so with what's that? The guitar thing. Rocksmith.
Yes.
So I got Rocksmith, and I have to admit I haven't opened it yet. But when you go into the store, it shows up in the store, but you can't buy it. But you have a disc in the box. So I wonder if that means anything. Actually, I don't really know what that means, because you know what I'm saying. So why would it be in the store available, but you can't buy it? So there's a digital version to it.
Huh. I don't know.
So maybe they're going to do something like you throw in your disc and then you get a digital version. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Probably won't happen, but
guys, stop trying to test Nightbot. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm new at the thing. I'm new at it. You guys are pushing it.
If you get banned or perma-banned, it's not our fault. We're not doing it.
It doesn't like caps. I think it's like 8 in a row. So like banned, putting the word banned is okay in there. And Bloxta says he is playing the Order 1886 right now, so he'll probably be finished with it by the time the show's over.
So, speaking of the Order,
Speaking of Roundtable,
1886.
Yeah, so I threw this Roundtable in there because there was a lot of controversy about the Order 1886 and its game length. Now, the reviews it was getting, the reviews it has been given by multiple sites and stuff have been pretty average, if not bad. Like, so I've seen a bunch of 6.5s and 70s and stuff. And now I will say that a lot of these,
including the Sony-owned IGN.
yes, that was the surprising one. The
I
person
was
reviewing,
shocked.
well, he was talking about all the things that he didn't like, and I'm like, great, it's going to be a 9.0, or something like that. But it wasn't the length that caused those reviews, and that's, it was more the gameplay, a lot of QTEs and things like that. I haven't played it, so I don't know. But what I wanted to talk about is this whole controversy about the length. Now, when you're talking about a game, and you take this game, for instance, it is a single player story only, and that's all you got. That's all there is. And it comes around, and it's 6 to 8 hours, I think, maybe 7 to 9 hours, I think is probably where you're looking at. There's no multiplayer and stuff like that. So what you are actually...
Are you saying 7 to 9 hours for the order?
Yes.
What I've heard is it's done in 5. Because IGN said you could play... They played it twice. It took 10 hours to play it through twice in 10 hours. Because you can't skip cutscenes or anything when you go back. They were done in 5 hours.
And it depends, like, how much time you... I'm just giving a range. Let's say 5 to 8. Because I've heard anywhere between 8 hours and stuff like that. Right. But that's all you get. That's it. Now, a lot of people are upset about that. Now, when it comes to me in a single-player game, a single-player story and stuff like that, that's almost like 8 hours is almost like the perfect time for me. Because I would rather play a game from start to finish and, be able to play the whole thing. So, it's just... I like shorter games because of the time that I'm allowed to play. Like, I really like Sunset Overdrive. I think I have like 9 hours in it, 10 hours in it, something like that. And I'm not even close to finishing the game. But I haven't went back to it. And I'm just thinking, I was like, oh man, all the time I played that game and I was having fun with that game, I wish I really would have saw the end. Oh, let me go put another 20 hours into it. It's just things like that's why I always have a hard time finishing games. And everybody knows that. And, Brian has a hard time finishing games. So, but that's where these 7, 8, 9 hour games I really like. Like Halo type single player games are all around that time frame, and that's perfect for me. But the thing that Halo has, or Gears of War, because somebody was trying to pick on Gears of War. Well, Gears of War story is only 6 hours long. They're trying to compare the order to Gears of War, saying that it's not fair. And somebody's like, oh yeah, well, you can also go spend 200 hours in the multiplayer. And they're just like, oh, and that's kind of where it sunk down, because this single player game is all you get. That's
right.
That's really all there is. So, and as far as the length,
there's no game plus, so there's it's like once it's over, it's over. The only option is to replay the exact same thing you just did, and you're starting over from scratch. So it is a one-time deal. Yeah.
So to me, when these people were talking about the length of this game and stuff like that, I'm just like, if it's a good game and you have fun playing it, and it's for the people that have a short amount of time like me, I said that's perfect time. Now, this is before I saw the review and noticed it was like, a lot of QTE and walking around and cut scenes and stuff like that. So really, out of those 8 hours, how long is the game really? Like, how much are you actually having control and playing it? Because I also am kind of in that standpoint of like, well, if it's an 8 hour game, I want to play 8 hours. I don't want to watch 5 hours of it and play 3, type of thing. But what's your guys' ideal single player, just by yourself, single player story? Like, what's your guys' range? What do you guys like to see?
I don't think there's an answer to that, because it depends. Games like Sunset Overdrive, 72 hours into it, and I'm like, it's over? I want more.
Right.
A game like Call of Duty, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm fine. Probably I could be fine with the campaign at 2 hours, because I don't really care. It's just the same thing at this point. A new game, I like to see 8 hours of gameplay. And that's not 7 hours of cutscenes, and that's the thing too. Like, was it Metal Gear Solid 4?
Oh, yeah, 20 minutes sometimes on cutscenes.
I want gameplay. I want to be able to play the game. Give me a nice, good 8 hours. I think an 8 hour campaign is fair. But even if it was 8 hours and there was no multiplayer, then and depending, multiplayer does not have to be in the game, But to pay $60 to play 8 hours and that's it,
I
wouldn't.
Don't jump to that one yet. Don't jump to that yet. Just do the length. Just do the length. You know what? That's,
okay. Well,
it's like if it's a game you really enjoy, it's a game you really enjoy. Yeah. Well,
this one. So you're saying
single player story?
Single player only.
Yep.
If it's single player only, I think back to like Mass Effect 1 and 2.
Ooh, okay.
That was a good story. I think those were good length games. And those probably, I don't remember how long they took, but what, 30, 40 hours?
Yeah,
because if it's a single player only, it's a one-time run through.
Not just a game. Okay, so even if a game has a multiplayer, even if it's a Call of Duty, I'm just saying the single player story portion of a game. How long do you like to have it? It doesn't have to mean. And I understand that. Like, Mass Effect. I've played those. Those games are long.
I wouldn't want an 8-hour Mass Effect game.
Me either.
An 8-hour Call of Duty would be way too long, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because they do just kind of drag on and get. It's like, okay, let's. I'm fine with a 4-hour campaign in Call of Duty. So.
And I see a lot of, some people are saying Monkey Punch says 15 hours, Jap has 24, 48, Gears of War 15 says 10. And there is going to be this variety in this range. And it's kind of one of those things, like if you're playing the game, and try to think of this as original IP, as like a brand new IP. So, like there's really nothing known going into it. So it's kind of like, well, how long do we want the story to be? But with these guys going in and knowing that it's only single player, and they're like, oh, we're trying to make it like a cinematic movie and this and that, and it was delayed and stuff like that. A lot of people were expecting a 15 to 20 hour game, and then it comes out and hits and it's so short like that, and people were just like losing their mind about it. And I was just kind of like, it's 8 hours, I guess I could finish it, one of those things.
Yeah.
That's just on my play. It's on my play style. But when you're coming to Sunset Overdrive, like when there's games you enjoy, you never want them to end. When they're games that you just want to stab your eye out, it's either like I either have to quit playing the game, or since it's only 4 hours, I'll put up with 4 hours. But if it's a 60-hour game and you're just had it after 4 hours, you're never going to finish it. So
right.
Now the second part of this is knowing what we know about the game or any game. If it was the offering of what you're getting was, let's say, the Order 1886. Would you pay $60 for it? So,
I think that's a tough one. Again, it depends. In the case of the PlayStation, all I've heard from people I know that own a PlayStation is that there's no games to play on it. There's just not a lot out there. So I think they've been waiting for this. And I think they probably would say that it's possibly worth it just so they have something that they can play. And the game looks great. But I don't think that's a good enough reason to buy a game and pay that kind of money for it. I think $60, there should be, especially when it's a single player only, man, that thing needs to be 20 hours, in my opinion. If that's all this game is a single player, and there's no way to advance with a game plus or anything to continue on and leveling up and getting more stuff when you do a replay, then I think it needs to have at least 20 hours. And 5 to 8 hours is just not worth that. To me, that's a ripoff. What's your tabulator there, Rob? What is that? If you say it's 6 hour game, like let's put somewhere between that, it's $10 an hour. Dark Predator said I know he played it. He's got a PlayStation. He said it took him 7 hours. Okay, so that's someone in our community we know that played it and did it in 7 hours. So what, $9 an hour? Yeah. He could have gone to a movie for cheaper.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, and a lot of things is these reviews came out prior to the game launching. I'm curious to see how it sells, because a lot of people might have canceled the pre-orders and be like, I'll go rent it. I'll spend $4, $5, rent the game for 3-4 days, play it, and be done with it, if that's all they're going to get. And I feel really, it's one of those things, like you said, a lot of Sony things is, there isn't these games, there isn't games to play. and then the Sony blog comes out and says, "Oh, look, we have 114 games," and then you look at all of them, you're just like, "Oh, these are just like the arcade slash indie games." And it's like, if you're trying to make your console survive on indie games, like, what are you doing? And this was one of their supposedly. This is one of their 3 big exclusives coming this year. It was this one, and it's Bloodborne, and then it was Uncharted 4. But in that article that shows all the games coming out this year, Uncharted 4 was missing. It wasn't even on the list. So who knows if it's even coming out this year? So you could be stuck with this game and Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne comes out, next month or something like that. Now that game might be something, to talk about. But, to me, if they came out and said, "Oh, this game is 6 to 8 hours," and they said, "We're charging $60 for it," I'd cancel my pre-order. There's just no way. There's no way. I mean, that's just, in my mind, is completely ridiculous. Definitely when they're always about, "Oh, look at this wonderful indie game. It's $15. It's a good, solid 5-hour game. It's the best thing. It's artsy and all this stuff." And to me, that, hey, I'll pay $15 for a 5-hour game to do that, and wins Game of the Year. You think this thing's gonna be up for Game of the Year? It's just,
it wouldn't surprise me. It's it's the game, and they did say the game looked amazing.
And that's really all I've heard about it.
But that seems to be all it has. Is it? And I'm like, well, Titanfall looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
I mean, Sunset Overdrive looks amazing. There's amazing looking games on the 360. I go back to Splinter Cell Blacklist. I mean, that looked awesome on the 360. That game was amazing. I couldn't believe what they were getting out of that.
Well, take Titanfall's a good example, because people were we're all over Titanfall too, because they're like, it doesn't even have a single player story and it's only multiplayer, and it's just like, well, yeah, but there's, how would you say it was up to 20 something cents an hour or whatever, 200 something hours into it, and right now I know it's only worth, it's cost $13, but still, that's just one of the things. And I saw somebody give it a 9.0. I've seen the Order 1886 got a 9.0, and the thing was, it has its issues, but it looks amazing. And I'm just like,
it takes more than looks to make a great game, and this is not knocking on Sony or the game itself. This is just a nice, because if this game was on the Xbox One, we'd be having the same issues. We wouldn't be like, "Oh, it's great because it's on Xbox." So
I'm just saying, that's why I'm making it in general. Like, what do you say about hours of game, and what would you think about a $60 game? Like, I know the Order is what brought this out. I'm not picking on Sony. I'm not picking on the Order. It's just that is what the controversy was this weekend, and there's just no way to get around it. They really screwed the development group, not Sony, but whoever developed that game really screwed up in my mind. It's just, you can't do that. And of course, the game looks amazing, but they ripped out so much stuff out of that game. Like, the way they were saying what you could and couldn't do, I'm just like, it doesn't even sound like a game. It sounds like the same complaining that we do about The Walking Dead by Telltale.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if I just wanted to read me a story, and that's a $20 game for what, 10 to 12 hours, right? Isn't a whole season of The Walking Dead almost 12 hours long?
What is it, 5 episodes? They're about 2 hours in length.
Yeah.
So I think they're about 10 hours.
Yeah, so season 1 of The Walking Dead, which costs $20, is 2 to 3 hours longer than this AAA title.
And you know what? You can get Choose Your Own Adventure books at the thrift store for like a quarter.
Yes, so yeah. But yeah, but that was the first one, and then the second one. Rob, did you have any input on the?
No, I don't. I mean, I haven't been following this thing at all. Oh, it looks nice. It looks nice, but it's whatever.
All right. So the next one was, we mentioned the Ultimate Sale, and I said I had some thoughts about the Ultimate Sale, and it was a couple weeks back when I was on the show. I was telling you guys, like, hey, Titanfall was $13, right? And that was the game and the DLC. And I was telling people at work, I'm like, listen, even if you're not going to play it, or you're just going to play it a little bit, go buy the game. Show them that when they drop these prices down to like this, to these games on sale, that people are going to be interested. Like, people want sales. They want sales. And to me, I think it was a huge success. So in my mind, we've said this before, we don't have to like everything Microsoft does, and I'm going to kind of criticize them on this, is because they probably went back and said, our sale did fantastic, so we're going to do another one, but this time we're not going to give them as much off as we did before. We're just going to make it seem like it's a good sale, but it's really not going to be. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take the $60 Destiny game, we're going to make it $40. And that's just going to be about $8 more than what it sells for on Amazon. And we're going to call it a sale. And I freaking looked at that, and I looked up a couple of the other games, and there's like 2 or 3 games on there. It's cheaper to buy it on disc through Amazon than it is to buy it through digital on sale. So I'm just like, what are they doing? It's like they did a good thing before, and now they turned around.
That was a holiday sale. I mean,
well, this isn't a sale. This is we're going to get it closer to what you can get it to on Amazon. This isn't a sale. It's not even a tease. It's like, it's a joke. That was the thing. When I saw this, I was looking at the games. For one, and I'm not expecting brand new games to be super cheap or anything like that. And I saw Call of Duty on there, and I kind of laughed, because Call of Duty, I think the first Call of Duty is probably still $40. And who knows if they ever drop that thing in price, because they just don't do it. But I looked at this, and I was like, I'm not expecting Destiny to be $10 or $13 or something, but I would expect it to be at least cheaper than or equal to what you can buy it for on disc. And it's not. It wasn't at the time. I don't know what it is now. I think I just looked it up, and I think it might be $1 cheaper or something like that. But you could get Destiny when the sale first started for like $30, because I think that's what my buddy bought it for. He's just like, I bought it on Amazon. It was $30 on Amazon, but it's $40 on, this digital sale. And I was just like, that's not smart. I don't have no idea why that's like that.
Well, just because it's on sale doesn't mean that it needs to be a deep discount. Looking at it from like a retailer perspective, when like, I don't know, Walmart has a sale, which all those retailers, they have a sale all the time. But when they have a sale, you're going to get some things that have a little bit of a discount. Some things are going to be as advertised, which is just their normal price. And then some things are going to have a pretty good discount. And then you as the shopper, you as the consumer, it's up to you to decide what's worth it for you. It's up to you to decide what's an actual deal. And it doesn't mean that you need to buy everything on the Ultimate Sale, because I think Lara Croft was actually a decent deal at $11, including the season pass. Some other games like you had mentioned, Advanced Warfare, that's not much of a deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it's still cheaper than paying full price.
It is nice that they're going. It is nice that they're dropping. I'm not complaining about that. And I speak
right.
And I speak with my wallet. I looked and I said, well, nope. It's I'm glad it's on sale, but I'm not going to buy that one. I'm not going to buy that one. And maybe the next group of sales they'll have one that I'll buy. Like I bought Titanfall and I bought Battlefield. When it was $20 or something like that. But for this time around, I was going to buy Trials Fusion. I think that's the one I was going to get. But I took kind of a step back, and I'm just like, I might pass on this one and maybe save up for Dying Light or something like that. But I was just looking. I was just like, at least if you're going to call it a sale, try to be compete with what's out there. And I guess I can see it one way or the other, but it's a digital game. I mean, come on.
Run. Duck Dynasty is 50% off right now.
Who?
Duck Dynasty. You want it.
Never heard of it.
You already got it.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw him playing it today.
Yeah, Duck Dynasty.
See how many? Look him up. See how many achievements he's got on it.
I think he 1K'd it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I've never played Duck Dynasty. I would never buy that game. But
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there were some decent deals on there. You know, nothing. It's nothing like the holiday sale that they had a couple months back, 2 months back. But I thought Tomb Raider was a pretty good deal. Sniper Elite 3 for $10.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
You know,
Limbo,
it's
Limbo for 60% off. Wasn't that just free?
yeah, it was. But for the people that didn't have it,
NBA Live 15 is what, 85% off? I mean, that's a great deal. Angry Birds Star Wars is 80% off. Costume Quest 67% off.
Angry Birds Star Wars at 80% off is closer to the price that it should be.
I know.
Not
It's still
50
high,
bucks
but
or whatever.
Connect Sports Rivals 80% off. So there's
Yeah, that was
definitely
$10.
There's some good prices in there, or some decent price cuts. Like the Crew, if that's only 33%. If that was one that was at 50% off, I probably would have purchased it. But it's only at 33, and I was like, nope. So
you just gotta get it out a bit more, probably with that one.
But Bron, you should be impressed with this. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare Edition, save 25 to 33% off on New Era War. So you were talking before that like Call of Duty never goes on sale in the store.
So, never falls below like $40. So what's the cost of it being?
Let me see the actual real. Let's see. Oh, it's not going to show me because I own it.
Hold on, I'll look over.
So there's two different versions. The $60 version and the advanced or the Digital Pro editions are both available.
Digital Pro was $75. I remember that.
Yeah, so the Digital Pro is $75 and the normal one is $40.19.
Yeah, the Digital Pro originally was $100 and it's down to $75. So
yeah.
But I can't tell what the other one is. So.
But to me, we're past the point of no return on Call of Duty game.
Well, I'm just saying. So. You've talked about in the past how that's the latest one and it's already on sale. So that's a pretty good thing for the digital.
Yeah. It's all nice that they're on sale. I don't want to get past that. It is nice that they're all on sale. But I think they did such a good job with the previous sale. With Titanfall and stuff like that. And I don't think that was holiday. I thought that was just early in January or something like that. It's like they took that and they had such success on it, and then they came back and were like, oh, let's do it again and let's do these games. And, one of those things. Like, I'm kind of mad that Halo Master Chief is on sale because I bought it for $60. So, and it's $35.99 now. So, but,
actually, you guys think that that's worth it? I mean,
what?
The Master Chief collection for that much?
At that price, yes, I would absolutely buy it at that price.
I'm not buying.
Even though it's still broken or not working,
it's still broke. That's the thing. I don't. Yeah. So.
I'm hoping they say even though they gave that little time frame, if you bought it between this time and this time, you're getting this single player for ODST for free. I'm hoping they realign that and say, well, if you bought it between this time and this time, you still get it for free because it's still broken. So
all right.
That's not good.
So any additional thoughts on the Ultimate sale?
No.
So
more
overall,
sales, please.
Bron, thumbs up or thumbs down?
What on the
Ultimate
sale?
On the Ultimate sale.
Overall. Thumbs down on this one. Thumbs down. Thumbs down on it.
I give thumbs up. Rob, come on. Thumbs up?
I'm thumbs up.
There you go.
Because I grabbed a couple of things on there. It's none of the stuff is something that I was like really, really dying to have. But for $10, I'll grab Sniper Elite. It's definitely worth $10 for sure. It's no V2, but Sniper Elite 3's good from everything I've been hearing.
It was still a good game. I played through it, and it just wasn't as good as the second, but it still was a decent game, and it was still fun to play. But
yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but for me, when these digital games approach the $10 area, they become impulse purchases. Mm-hmm. Whereas if it's a $60 game, I have to have good justification to get it because that's a lot of coin there in comparison. because I can get 6 of these, $10 games, and probably get the same amount of gaming in some cases, just because you don't have time to play all this stuff. But yeah, because I grabbed, I think, Sniper Elite, Lara Croft. I figured I'd give that Styx game a try at $7.50, and then I got the Kinect Sports Rivals. At some point, I figure I'll grab a Kinect and hook it up to the TV so my son can play it and I could watch and laugh. Hey, one more. Are we done with the Ultimate Sale?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Here's something for you guys, and I was actually thinking about this over the past week. Have you guys considered yet getting a second console and putting it somewhere else in the house?
No.
It just became more of a, well, for me it's now an option because my TV downstairs that did not have HDMI blew up, and I now have a really nice 65-inch TV thanks to Rob's recommendation. Downstairs, and I now have HDMI, so I now can now put one down there, but it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
But even if I did, I probably wouldn't, because I do game sharing with someone else, and I wouldn't be able to share within my own household unless I cancel the game sharing, which I don't plan on doing, and so. I mean, it's
just
not.
Get it. Just keep it at silver.
Yeah. So, why are you gonna buy a second one?
Nah, I was because Cowboom has those crazy like refurbished used ones, and they had what was it? I think it was a Kinectless Xbox One with controller and everything. It was just missing a manual. Who cares about that? It was $229 or $219. So for a little bit over $200 to get one in another room where, I could start using like the One Guide and have a Kinect hooked up, because right now my Xbox is at my computer table, so there's no room for an Xbox, and I'm not Xbox, a Kinect. There's no room for the Kinect because I tried it. It somehow needs to see your whole body, or at least more body than just your face, in order to even recognize you. So I figured it would be fun to just do have the. Doesn't mean I'll do fitness, but the options there, just to be able to do all that stuff with the Kinect and on a regular TV and stuff is a little appealing, and it could probably even replace the Roku that my son uses all the time. So yeah, I was thinking about it more so as like a family entertainment type of thing than gaming. Because my console that's at the computer table is the gaming hookup.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was just curious.
And Braun, I think everybody likes Nightbot.
Yeah. It's either Nightbot or Moobot. We'll see which one
we need to get
officially
Botbot.
using. Yeah. I like to use Darkbot, but paid for that one yet.
So you guys got anything left for the round table?
Nope.
Nope.
We can move forward.
Yeah. Let's do it. Hook us up, Rob.
All right. Hey. Okay. So make sure to check out this Xbox Life on Facebook. We're a closed group on there, so you have to ask for joinage in order to get in. But the benefit is that once you're in, your friends, your boss, your significant other, cousins, whoever else can't see what you post unless they're part of the group also. So they won't make fun of you for being one of those gamer folks. You can also send us an email at contact@thisxboxlife.com. This Xbox Life is also on Twitter with the it's not a hashtag. Well, the Twitter name is at this Xbox Life. I'm drawing a blank as to what that's called right now. You can leave us a voicemail on this xboxlife.com. Just hit the widget on the right-hand side, and you can leave a message. There were some problems with the widget working on mobile devices all of a sudden. Not really sure what. Hopefully it is now working. If not, I'll be busy trying to figure out what's going on in the coming week. We're also on Patreon, where you can support the show. That's patreon.com, this Xbox Life. And there are Twitch alert donations at twitchalerts.com/donate/thisxboxlife.com. And of course, also the usual Amazon affiliate link that you can find at thisxboxlife.com/Amazon. And we don't have any voicemails or anything this week, right?
That is correct.
That is correct. And then, what?
I'm just filling in the pause.
Oz, everybody try exclamation point favorite host.
Do what?
Did everybody type in
for
exclamation
Nightbot?
point favorite host? Yeah, for Nightbot.
But we do have, Rob, some donation shout outs.
Yes, we do. We absolutely do. There's a couple people that have already supported this Xbox Life on Patreon. And I'd like to give some shout outs to Henley, Alan, and Jason. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. The show's been around for a very long time now, and if the show does benefit you in some way, in entertainment value, in the community, and so forth, please consider supporting the show.
Yeah, and I don't know if we mentioned this last time. I can't recall, but we do have some reward tiers, and these may change over time. But for now, if you donate under $5 through Patreon, then you will have our quiet gratitude. If you donate more than $5, you will get a shout out in the show. And when you donate $10 or more, then you will become a future guest host. And so Jason is our first who has met that tier and is going to be featured. He will be joining us in the future episode. So we'll just have to work with him on I know he works right now. He's like asleep because he gets up like 1 in the morning or something to go to work, and
yeah, so
we're probably gonna have to wait till he's on a vacation or has a day off or something, but we will get Jason on here, and he is guaranteed a slot on the show for that, and as long as he keeps doing that, I have no problem with bringing him back more than once. So we really appreciate you guys supporting us. So, all right. Release time?
Releases. So for 360, we've got Dragon Ball Xenoverse coming out, and then Resident Evil Revelations 2, Episode 1. Xbox One has a couple more things. It also includes Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 1, and in addition, Dynasty Warriors 8, Empires, and Rugby 15. Plus who knows whatever else. All that stuff that just tends to appear. Mm-hmm. So that's it for the retail releases.
Alrighty. That is it for me. You guys got any last words before we close out the show?
No, sir.
Nope.
Alrighty. Well, thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for listening each and every week. We appreciate the turnout. We will see you guys back here next week, same time, same channel. And with that, I'm RKK Wingman 709 taking off.
I'm Rob, also known as Prestar. Thanks for listening, everybody. Catch y'all next week.
And I'm Brun BJ Swick 33. Have a good one.